I am psychic. I am sure of it. There are just too many coincidences. How do I know the things I know? And one time, a professional, a psychologist, told me I was highly intuitive, i.e. psychic. But my gift is not a gift, it is a curse. I will say to people, how is your father? On the day that she just discovered her father has stage 3 cancer. Or I'll meet someone in the grocery store and ask them, when are you going to have kids? On the week she discovered she can't. You see, my gift is not a gift, it is a curse. I am a C- psychic, and that spells trouble, my friend. Right now, I am getting tinglings, psychic vibrations about my neighbor Joan. Only she's not my real neighbor. I am I've been living for 6 months in Park La Brea, which is a gated community in Los Angeles, while my house is being renovated. They have promised me that my house will be renovated in 6 months, but we've hit that mark and it's not done. No. Instead, all I've done is become poor. I write checks. I just keep writing checks to contractors. In fact, we've gotten to the point now where we're no longer writing checks, we are writing checks from our credit cards. We just sign our way our money that we don't have right now and never will. And me and my husband don't even talk to each other anymore. We're done, we're through. We're at the edge, the brink of everything. Why build a house if it will end in divorce? And by the way, 70% of home renovations end in divorce. That is a true fact. But like I said, I am also obsessed with my neighbor Joan. I met my neighbor Joan the first day I moved into Park La Brea. I had packed all day and moved all kinds of things, children and junks and cats, into my walk-up Park La Brea apartment, and Joan had come over to chat with me while a bag of kitty litter had ripped open and was pouring on my foot. So I did not meet her in the best possible situation. I perhaps was a little rude. I tried to make up with her later about that. I saw her in the Whole Foods, it was just quite adjacent to the Park La Brea, and she just ignored me. It was not good. But it's been 6 months. It's been 6 months, and I would like to make up it with her. I would like us to be friends. Why not? How long am I going to be here? I might be here forever. So, and there was a little incident the other day, last Saturday, where Joan woke me up at 5 in the morning. Well, she pounding on my door, she pound, and screamed at me, "You've got to move your car, I can't get into it." You see, Joan is a really heavy woman. She's very large, she's very heavy. I felt really bad about it. She's also the queen of the parking lot. That first day that I met her, the reason she stopped me was to tell me who parks where in the parking lot, even though we all know that you have the right to park anywhere. She's that kind of person, my neighbor Joan. But anyway, on that Saturday morning, she said I had to move the car because she couldn't open her door. I had parked too close to her. And then she told me I have to go because I have a doctor's appointment. Who has a doctor's appointment at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday? I'm worried about my neighbor Joan. I look at the window. My window, I have a little window that I can look across into her apartment. And I look in there. She lives by herself. I know she has cats. And I imagine her on the floor, like a half-eaten sandwich, and the cat nibbling at her face. I'm worried. And so on this morning, I wake up and I look and I see that Joan's car is still in her parking space. And it's never there. She's always out. It's a weekday. Joan's not there, and I'm really worried about Joan. And I look to her apartment, and I see all this mail stacked up on her apartment door. And so, as I'm driving out of Park La Brea, which has become my prison now, I stop one of the bike patrolmen. That's the thing about a gated community. They have policemen everywhere, security everywhere. And I say, "Hey, can you look in on my neighbor Joan?" And he says, "Why?" And I say, "I'm worried about her. I haven't seen her." And he says, sure I will. And I feel really good about myself. I feel like I'm a really good person. Like I could be a good neighbor to Joan. We could make it all up. Why not? So I go back to my house where, I'm fighting with the tile man. And I get back later around 4 o'clock from grocery shopping. And I look and I see that Joan's car has moved, but it's back in the same place that it always is, and that the mail has been taken in. And I'm really happy because Joan's okay. I'm super happy. And then I see Joan. I see her walking out from the wisteria underneath a wisteria vine. I see her walking towards me, and I'm like, hey, Joan, hey! But Joan doesn't wave back at me. No, Joan instead, she just lumbers towards me like a wild animal. I mean, she has her eyes are poking out of her head. She opens up her giant mouth like a big giant animal maw. She raises her arms at me. She is giant. She's a giant woman. And she is so mad. My neighbor Joan wants to kill me. She wants to kill me. Hey, she screams. Hey, don't you ever have security look in on me again. And I am freaking out. I am not dropping kitty litter, now. I'm like wetting my pants. I am so afraid of Joan. And my husband, who had been in the back of opening up the car getting the groceries, stands up and says, hey, she was worried about you. She asked them to look in on you because she was worried about you. Stopping Joan dead in her tracks. And we'd been through a lot. But I realized right then, my husband loved me. He just saved me from Joan. And Joan is filled with hate. Who knew?